video, I'm going to show you how to change SRAM direct mount chainrings. You're going to require a few tools to do this, the first being a T25 Torx, a set of Allen keys to remove the cranks, possibly a chain tool to shorten the chain, a bit of grease and a mallet to tap the cranks out. If you've got a SRAM rear mech, pop it into its service position to loosen the chain. If you're running a chain guide, this is also the time to remove it. Lift the chain from the chainring and over the cranks and place it out of the way. I'm running a SRAM X1 GXP chainset on my bike, but a removal process is similar for SRAM cranks. Nearly all of SRAM cranks have self-extracting crank bolts to make removal easy. Simply insert an 8mm Allen key into the non-drive side crank and turn anti-clockwise. This will pull the crank away from the BB spindle. A soft rubber mallet is handy to gently tap the BB axle to release it from the frame. If you don't have one, you can carefully pull the chainset through the frame from the drive side. Also, be careful not to lose any bottom bracket bearing seals or any wavy washers. Before changing the chainring, this is a good opportunity to clean and degrease the hard to reach areas on the chainset that are not normally accessible when it's installed on the bike. To do this, I'm using some muck-off citrus degreaser and a microfiber rag. The chainring is fastened to the crank arm using 3 T25 Torx bolts. You need to unscrew these to release the chainring. With the bolts removed, you can now remove the chainring from the crank arm. I'm going to be replacing the 32 tooth chainring that came with my bike for a 28 tooth. There's only one orientation that the chainring fits on the crank arm, giving you access to all 3 bolts, so it's hard to get wrong. It is advisable to use a little Loctite on the bolts holding the chainring in place. One at a time, screw in all 3 T25 Torx bolts until finger tight, or using the small end of a Torx key. With all 3 Torx screws finger tight, it's time to torque them down to 8 to 9 Newton meters. Whilst the chainset's removed, it's good practice to clean the hard to reach areas on the bike. Spray a little degreaser on a microfiber towel and clean down the bottom bracket area, popping the seals off to clean any grit and dirt out of them. Pro tip, apply a light smear of grease to the back of the seal so it sticks in position. Apply a pea-sized smear of grease to the crank spindle where it runs on the bearings. This helps prevent corrosion and aids disassembly in the future. Not forgetting to slip the wavy washer over the crank spindle. Insert the spindle through the bottom bracket bearings. At this point, with the drive side crank arm firmly butted up against the bearing, make sure you have adequate clearance between the chainring and the chainstay. Next, refit the non-drive side seal over the crank spindle against the bottom bracket bearings. Place the non-drive side crank arm onto the crank spindle and tighten the crank bolt using an 8mm Allen key. The crank arm needs to be torqued down to between 48 and 54 Nm. Place the chain onto the chainring, ensuring it's synchronized with a narrow wide T. Release the rear mech from service mode and cycle through all the gears biggest to smallest. This is to check the chain is not too long or too short. As you can see, my chain was too long. In a 10-tooth sprocket on the rear cassette, the rear derailleur cannot handle the excess chain. I removed 4 links from the chain, as I removed 4 teeth from the chainring when I switched to a 28 tooth from a 32. And that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you could do me a favour and like and subscribe for more cycling content in the future, that'd be great. Cheers!